Hello and happy full moon in Scorpio. I just wanted to hop on and, or not Scorpio, Taurus, my bad. I'm tired. I didn't sleep very well last night because of the full moon. Woke up like around 3 and couldn't fall back asleep because it was so bright in my room. Anyway, so happy Taurus full moon. If you have been working with the uh, moon cycles, hopefully you will have planted some sort of intention or seed or something you've wanted to manifest into being that doesn't currently exist, and hopefully you've been able to kind of observe and keep track how that has changed throughout the moon cycle, um, with the culmination climax of the full moon, which is why it's always a time of celebration, as well. It's the time when the energy is the highest in the sky. And so, one of the things I did is last night I had some champagne with my roommates to kind of celebrate. We celebrated a day earlier than the actual full moon. But anyway, it's just a celebration of like the action and the work that we've put in, and now, you know, we we just reflect and say thanks and celebrate. Alternatively, along the way, we have probably discovered maybe some, if our intention has been derailed in a way, that's when the concept of the letting go part of the full moon, the sorts of habits and shadows that we want to let go of, the patterns we have, that those may have come up during the moon cycle. And so just to talk about Taurus, because we're staying on topic with the full moon. The season of Taurus is in the springtime. It's when the flowers are in full bloom, bright greens, pinks, whites, all the colors. I'm thinking of desert peach, which blooms where I am, and it's just so fragrant. It's hard to not be in total like reverence, awe, attracted to it. It's just so noticeable. Which is another thing about Taurus, is it's ruled by the planet Venus, which is about love and attraction and beauty and artistry, but beauty being the big thing. Taurus is about the senses, so sight, smell, sound, touch, taste, anything that really captures us and brings us into our bodies, into the present moment. Taurus also has to do with the things that we value, our value systems, our self-worth, our, I think I said the materials we value. Like it's very like the tangible things in our life that are important to us, as well as the things we devote time and energy to. And another way of viewing time and energy is also money. Taurus has to do with finances and the very concrete and real aspect of money and how much we have, which also kind of coincides with the, self-worth aspect. And so if we want to work with this energy, some of the more shadowy sides of Taurus are, and when I say shadow, I mean like the less exciting, not so fun. So it's not a healthy Taurus, I guess, is what I'm saying. The not so healthy things that we would want to eliminate are the feelings of not enoughness. Greed can also be associated with that, because when we don't feel like we have enough, we become greedy. That mindset of scarcity. Also being lazy or overindulgent, attachment to things. That, I think, is the thing that's come up the most for me, is like I was talking about values systems, like the things we value, and sort of, an attachment to an older value you might have that just no longer resonates in the present. A really great way to work with this energy too is if look back to Taurus season, figure out when, I don't know off the top of my head because I'm just terrible with numbers, but the Taurus new moon, look for that date, figure out what was going on in your life, what types of things and were happening, what thoughts were surfacing. Take note of that, because that might be resurfacing around this time. And so, like, a real life example for me is there's a thing that I did for a long time in my 20s that brought me so much joy, so much pleasure, so much happiness. And around the springtime, and this has to do a little bit with my work life as well, around the springtime I was like, you know what, I'm kind of not feeling like this thing is serving the purpose that it used to for me. At the time, this particular thing was very important and very, like, all of it was real and authentic at the time, but it's not authentic to who I am now, and so it's not the total focal point of everything in my life. So in the springtime, I was recognizing, like, this is a thing that I need to eliminate, discard, get rid of, so that I can create more space for something else to emerge. I don't know. I just had this feeling of, like, I have too much on my plate. So I was like, I'll sit with this thought. I'll sit with it. And then, come Scorpio season, when we have the Taurus full moon, I will really take action on it. And I did. And now this particular job is one that I could care less if I go back to, and I'm not going back to, because I have more interesting things going on in my life now that I would rather put my time and energy to. So that's kind of an example. And if you're just really at a loss, sometimes I like to do very literal things with the energy of the present. So on a new moon, like on a new moon in this month, I literally planted seeds, like seeds that could be planted in the fall, that will then bloom in the springtime. I planted lupin seeds, and you plant lupin seeds in the fall, and then come Taurus season, they will flower. Well, I think around Taurus season where I live. So that's a very literal thing to do. A very literal thing to do in the full moon, if you're at a loss, is just clean house and get rid of things that, I guess, are taking up energy, taking up space, taking up time, stuff that is not of value or of use in your life. Take some things to Goodwill, go, I don't know, just get rid of stuff. Be mindful and aware of your finances. It might be a good time to read, become financially literate in some way. I've been doing that all year. All year long, I've been reading books about money and that sort of thing. And lastly, the last thing about this full moon is that it's also a partial eclipse, and I won't get too deeply into it, but eclipses they're like stories and chapter changes and the start of like a new story in a sense. And later on this year, we'll be having this, like, it right now is the start of like a new story. So, and it'll kind of continue through every eclipse for the next, I think it's like 2.5 years or so. I'm probably not making I hope that makes sense, but if it doesn't, I'm sorry. At the very least, pay attention to what's been going on in your life for the last 2.5 days. Just kind of note, anything that is connected in some way, and just, jot a few notes down, try to remember it, because next year it'll be a little bit more present, and I guess the story shall continue. It's like a little theme that pops up, and then it just kind of keeps going during every eclipse we have. So I just wanted to hop on and say that. I think that's about all I have to say regarding this full moon. I hope this is helpful, and I hope you are well and have a great day. All right, bye.